Good morning, afternoon, and or evening. This is Derek, Professor Silly Gaming, and welcome back to Is Fallout 4 Broken? Last time we started building here at Starlight Drive-In, and well, this time we're going to finish the job. As you can see behind me, there's no longer stuff up on top of the actual drive-in structure. Yeah, I had to make some hard decisions, which you'll see. So before we get into all of that, let's take a quick look at what I did last time. And that brings us to where we left off last time. I ended the video by showing how I was putting these little extra supports in by chaining them like so. So yeah, let's move on. All right, now I need to start figuring out how I'm going to blend the concrete sections of the energy part of the factory with the warehouse sections of the other part of the factory. Now, I built up one level here, and let's just double check, make sure that I can't clip any ceiling pieces into this generator. So we're just going to see about if we can put a roof here, and no, it's completely red. That's fine. I'm going to need to build that up. But what I can do is, outside of that, what is it, 2x2 section, I can put the ceilings in here. So I'll need a diagonal piece, a floor piece there, and then I'll be able to attach either floor pieces or ceiling pieces, roof pieces here. I'm going to start with roof pieces because it'll match a little bit better in terms of the height, but I can always change that out later. And I can bring that out the other direction here, and then I'll just have like basically a tower that the generator is within. The nice thing about this is now I can build up the warehouse section past this point, put some half walls or something up there, and then figure out what the ceiling is going to look like, and then build it forward to the front wall. So I'm really not sure what I'm going to do with this corner back here because I have the wall sunk into the elevator, and I could do that up above, but then I'm afraid that it's going to actually affect the stuff that comes out of the elevator onto the conveyor belt. But while I'm thinking about what I'm going to do with that, I can start building up the wall here along the back section. So I'm going to have it cut in here. I should be able to snap a wall in here, no problem. Let's do a full size. There we go. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to put one next to it or not. It looks like I won't without some finagling. I'm going to temporarily put a half wall here, just so that I can snap above it, and then I can always remove it and put something else in after the fact because nothing else wants to snap there because of the rubble. But that's okay. I can deal with that later. All right, then I'll just pop another half wall because it looks like I don't want to go too far above the concrete there. So I'm gonna put that there, and then get up above and see how I like it. On the other hand, I'm going to need to put a full-size wall next to it because of the height of the machinery right there. Definitely going to need the roof to go over that. And so we'll probably put one of these diagonal pieces to create the beginning of a roof. And I think having the sloped roof right there with this bit of walkway here is going to make some sense. Now, I'd rather not just build a box going around this 2x2. I don't want to just make it look too boxy. So I want to kind of see what exactly I can do here. What I'd like to try first is using those longer diagonal pieces. I'm wondering if I can create a diamond shape over this. So if I can get that there and then get a long piece, now I should be able to snap that to the piece that's already there. Yeah, I can see it turning yellow. Just need it to, there we go. And that looks pretty well then lined up on the next one. So I should be able to create a diamond shape. I'm going to put the rest of these pieces in. I will need to find a way to fill in the gaps on the outside of those. Not sure if I'm going to be able to use floors or roofs for that, but let's put these walls in first. Nope, that way. Oh, there we go. And this is looking like it's going to work. So excellent, excellent. All right, I didn't spend quite 10 minutes. Yeah, nothing worked. The gaps between the diagonal walls couldn't be filled, which was unfortunate. Now I could probably group select an entire like structure up here, but that seems like way too much work. So instead, I'm going to try to use the curved walls. Now, if I do the same thing I did before, and I place a solid wall there, big normal wall, do a half wall. Now I can use the poles like I did below to edge this half wall over. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to split the difference so that this little half wall is evenly placed, splitting the two walls below it. And then once that's in place, I'll be able to, that looks like it's exactly where I need to be. So I'll remove this little column, and now let's put a half wall, or not a half wall, but a curved wall in here, and see where that lands on this side. So it lands not quite all the way where I want it. Right, so my math was off, and I actually need to do full wall. Should I do these open ones maybe, or should I can always swap them out once I get everything built. So let's get the curved wall in now, and it should line up much better. Yeah, there it is. The little tiny bit of a gap there. I'm not sure how I'm going to deal with that, but I'll figure that out after I get the walls in place. All right, and we have this last piece to put in, and it should just go in there like that. Oh, there we go. Perfect. So yeah, that's interesting. Not sure if I'm going to keep that open window or not. I already have two. It will provide a little bit of ambient light to the settlement. All right, I did some night building on the roof. That's why I have this staircase over here. I was able to get the curved floor pieces in, and then little half floors to go between those to create a border. But as far as the middle section, I kind of want to put this piece in here, but I need to group select it into place, which I'm going to use this pillar, this concrete pillar for. So I just need to get it aligned right, but that's the idea. All right, I ended up switching to an ashtray to get this. It wasn't quite getting lined up properly for whatever reason with the concrete. This way I was able to get the height of it just right. So from down here, can't really see it if you're too close, but that's okay. And then from inside, I just want to double check if I can see any major amounts of sky coming through. Not really. It's fine. Now, these little gaps, I need to figure out what I'm going to do with them. I don't think I'm going to be able to get any floors in place, but let's try. Those big diagonal ones definitely won't work, right? Right. Square one will link there, but not in the corner. That's frustrating. It's not that much space. All right, and the way I'm going to fix these little holes in where the curved pieces are is I free place this half wall, and now I can snap columns to it. And so I'm going to put columns on each of the corners to fill in the gaps. It makes sense in my head. I'm going to do it to all four, and then I'll show you what it looks like. All right, I'm mostly liking the look of that, and I kind of like being able to see the energy generator inside there or not. I had the staircase up there just to get on the roof and move things around, but I can move that out of the way now. And we need to keep working on the rest of the factory then. All right, to work. All right, added some full-length walls and a half wall, but if I put the half wall there, then I can't use the stairs anymore because the head hits it and characters can't duck. So can't put a half wall there. I'm going to need something to fill the gap in, but not a half wall apparently. All right, I'm still experimenting with that transition to the staircase up to the concrete area, but I'm not sure what I want to do with that yet. So while I'm thinking about it, while I'm letting my subconscious work on it, I'm going to fix this hole in the back of the factory, and going to do that with one of these sets of barrels. Get that into position. While I let my subconscious work on how I'm going to work that transition between the warehouse and the concrete pieces, I'm going to fix this hole in the back with this half wall piece. I'm using a concrete pillar to get it in position. I just want to get it as lined up as possible, and about like that. Ta-da! All right, either I stopped recording, or I built at night, or I lost footage, but I'm pretty well done building the shell of the factory. So we're skipping ahead, obviously. So I got this little barn section in front that's going to be like a front office. I've got a security desk there. What else? As I decided this was going to make ammo for my 45, I made a Brahmin feed trough and put a little fence area there so I can get fertilizer, because I need steel and fertilizer to properly make that ammo. As this is really the only building inside the factory, I have a workbench back here to work on ammo. I have it near where the sorter stuff that doesn't go into the ammo comes, so I can just easily transfer stuff back into the workbench. Essentially, I thought that made sense anyway. What else? Oh, I did tear down the stuff on top of the drive-in building, as you saw during the intro. It wasn't really adding much. I wasn't really adding much to my power. I didn't want to have to wire it all to everything else, and I was approaching the build limit, so that was a problem. Now, the reason I'm coming here is because every site needs a bar for happiness.
Here you go.
Even if it's a factory, I do have a single guard, so yeah, I want to have happiness. So this is going to be my bartender. This guy right here.
What do you think?
Yeah, as to where he'll be working, I want that to be built into this this concession stand. I want to get it just the right height where it doesn't look weird, but it also isn't trying to, like, his hands aren't sinking into the surface when he's, cleaning the surface off. So I just want to get it placed just right. And with that in place, it's time to make this a bit more inviting. Now, I already put stools around the existing structure so people can sit, but the sun's awfully strong. So let's build some shade for folks that, provisioners or whomever is stopping by that want to stop and get a drink. I like these roofs for that. So we're going to group select some roofs in place to create some shade. All right, we're going to use these couple pieces. I'm using the pieces from the ball tracks to group select this up into place. So we'll just get lined up and in position. And now that I'm happy with the height and positioning of that, let's put in some supports. These posts are not snapping, but that's actually good because I can get it just lined up just the way I want. And once I get it to the right height, it looks like it's attached, even though it's not. Now, this car might be a problem. Let's see if I can work around the car or if I need to remove it. Before I build the other side, I'm going to use this burned textbook to move this non-scrappable junk out of the way. Didn't know this was possible until just a few weeks ago, but here it is. It's actually super possible. You can do the same thing with the skeletal bodies and the dead mole rats and any other enemies that attack here and then are defeated. All right, looks like this side's going to have to be at a different height, and I think it's because of those that little walkway that's connecting the side section to the front section. Those little planks, board planks that are stretching across there diagonally. I think they're what's preventing me from going at the same height. Because on the other side, I have the wood lined up very much with the metal of the structure, but here it's being so much more fussy. But with a bit of patience, it can go. So yeah, it's hanging down lower on the side, but that's okay. So we'll put in some support posts and call it good. All right, I think I'll add some more seating, and then of course decorate the inside of it. And I think that'll work pretty nicely for the whole thing. I feel like it looks pretty comfortable. All right, and so that is pretty much what I've got for this one. I have not only have I decorated the concession stand / bar and put out seats, and I've completely decorated the factory behind me, but I also built a little room for myself where I've got my own bed and my own workbench that I can go work on weapons, and it's comfortable, and et cetera, et cetera. I've also built up defenses. Let's take a quick look at the site stats. So size, we have hit the cap over and over. I did get rid of eventually all of the cars and everything else out here that was scrappable in order to build what I wanted to build. So we are at the size limit. I didn't reset the size bar at all. This is the natural size limit. Happiness is going up. Currently have 5 beds. Where do we have 5 beds at? Oh, that's right. I know where the other beds are. I'll show that in the tour video. Defense is currently at 58. Show those in the tour video as well. Power, of course, is 150. No water, no food, but we have 2 robot provisioners, one connecting us to Red Rocket, and 1 robot provisioner leading to Oberland Station. And then, of course, we have the 2 provisioners that are at Red Rocket that go to Ten Pines and Sanctuary. There'll be another provisioner in Red Rocket that will go to Abernathy. There'll be more robotic provisioners that will go to all the other ones that are north of this line, and maybe even like the ones that are over in this part of the map over here. So yeah, that is where this build finished up. I will do a tour video that will post up next week, and then it's going to be on to Oberland. I believe that'll be the next one we build. Don't know what I'm going to do there. It is a farm, so I'll probably stick with a farm sort of idea. It is on the route to Diamond City, so that might factor in. I don't know yet. I got some time to think about it. So, without further ado, you have a great rest of your whatever, and I will see you on the other side. Ta-ta.